first take. The one, the only, Stephen A. Smith is here with us live above the Heineken River Deck at Pier 17. Stephen A., I think, has a lot to say.
How you doing, Rex?
Oh, great.
How you doing,
Stephen, the great Stephen A.
I don't know if I'm doing as good as you, though.
As we shout out, we have 4 magic words to lead off hour number 2, and they, of course, are, how about them Cowboys? Let's do it. Sunday Night Football. Stephen A., take a look. We got the Eagles. We got the Cowboys. We got the showdown in the NFC East. Might have been the biggest game of the regular season. Late first quarter Eagles with a 4th and 4. Dan, how about it?
Well, the Cowboys show their true colors. Penalties, which has been a story for the past couple of seasons. They jump off sides on 4th and 4, early first down.
Stephen A., coaching mistakes from the Cowboys.
Is that a surprise?
It's not a surprise.
We've been debating this for the last 3 years.
That leads to this. Miles Sanders punches it in. Eagles a 7-0 lead. Danny, first play of the Cowboys' ensuing drive.
5-man front. They play quarters coverage. Safety drives on the football. Great job of catching the interception.
Eagles fans love it as Cooper Rush seemed to crash down to earth, and then speaking of crashing, look at A.J. Brown.
Man-to-man coverage. You put him on one side of the formation, bring him all the way across. Defenders got to run through a ton of traffic. Walk-in touchdown.
Eagles up 14-0. Now, speaking of coaching mistakes, Rex, this is C.D. Lamb on a 3rd and 9.
Yes.
Looks like he gets 9 yards.
He does get the first down. Are you kidding me? How do you not challenge that?
They rule him short. He clearly has it. Mike McCarthy doesn't challenge it. Instead, he goes for it on 4th down, and this is what happened.
Really good job by the Philadelphia Eagles defense of kind of staying home and then finding that football as it's floated a little bit behind the receiver.
Stephen A., how does he not challenge that?
It's Mike McCarthy. I don't know what you want me to be redundant this morning. It's Mike McCarthy.
Eagles take the lead, and then it's another interception.
Who's the best corner in football this season?
Big play, Slay. If by that you mean Sauce Gardner, I agree. 20-3 at halftime in favor of Philadelphia. 3rd quarter. Here come the RC. Zeke Elliott would not go away.
Ezekiel Elliott found himself. He was back to the guy that we saw drafted out of Ohio State, and he made huge plays down the stretch for the Dallas Cowboys.
They didn't give him the ball enough.
Gave it to him a little again here, and here he comes. They're back in the red zone, and then it's Cooper Rush, and he's going to find Jake Ferguson. Dan, they're right in the game.
Really good job of kind of playing with tempo, finding the tight ends, the bootleg. Ferguson with a little slip, and the Cowboys, like you said, Greeny, down 3.
Dominated the whole night, but it's 20-17. Here's a big play. Jalen Hurts on a 3rd down.
Yeah, he's having an MVP caliber season, puts his back foot in the ground, realizes that coverage blows out of there, and goes for the run. I love this ball placement. Left shoulder, A.J. Brown. Yeah. He can spin out of the driving corner. It's an easy conversion.
What an acquisition he has been. Sets up 1st and goal inside the 10. Here comes the RPO. It's tough to stop.
Watch Devontae Smith at the bottom of the screen. Bluff like he's going to block and then slip right behind him. Cowboys defense has bad eyes. He does a great job finding the soft spot.
26-17. Cowboys one last chance. Dan.
By the Philadelphia Eagles. I told everyone this is the best cornerback duo in football, but C.J. Gardner-Johnson has been an incredible addition to their team.
Cooper Rush was a great story, but it feels like that's the last pass.
You got him at MVP.
He will throw for the Cowboys this season as the Eagles establish themselves with a big win last night. Stephen A. Smith, what did last night show us?
Well, it showed us what I've been telling y'all all year long, that the Dallas Cowboys ain't going to win the NFC East, that the Philadelphia Eagles are a better team. I do have some concerns with Philadelphia Eagles in the second half, in all seriousness. You got like, what is it, 126 points in the first half, only like 35 points in the second half. They clearly tail off, and they got to fight. They got to figure out a way to make sure that they don't do that in the future. But in the end, what it comes down to is this is what I love.
Oh, my God.
It's all about Dak now. Because when you look at the rest of the Cowboys, their defense is big time. It's elite. Obviously, their receivers, obviously, you look at C.D. Lamb, you know what capability he has, even though he has yet to prove he is a worthy number 1. But when you're running the football effectively, it's a different Dallas Cowboy team. So it comes down to the money man. The guy that supposedly was in some kind of quarterback controversy that was never a quarterback. It's about Dak Prescott. That thumb is healing. You've had your weeks off, and you look at the pieces around, it's supposed to come down to him. And when it comes down to one person with the Dallas Cowboys, they always come up short. It's a beautiful setup.
How about this, though? Let me spin this in a different direction. And when my friend Michael Irvin gets here this morning, he's going to set you straight. Rex Ryan, if I had told you when we all sat here together 5 weeks ago this morning, and when Dak had the thumb, that they were going to go 4-1 in his absence, and now he's going to come back with very winnable games on the schedule, what would you have said?
I would have said you're absolutely crazy, because I put him off. I put him for dead out there, and then The fact, look, and why did I do it? Because Cooper Rush is Cooper Rush. I mean, they still found ways to win with an average guy playing quarterback, and I'm being nice by saying average. We saw what happens. This is the kind of quarterback he is, 3 picks in the biggest moment, but their defense couldn't bail him out in this game. Yeah. But I will say this, they're still in the hunt right here because of that defense.
If I said to you, Ryan Clark, that if Dak Prescott is on the field last night, I think the Cowboys win that game. And when he comes back and they meet again in Dallas this year, I'm not so sure that a month or two from now we won't think the Cowboys are every bit as good as the Eagles. What would you say to me?
I wish I could say you were lying because I don't want to hear him. But what you're saying is true, right? You look at some of those plays last night, the tip pick that's caught by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That doesn't happen if that's Dak Prescott. At least it's what you feel, right? The pass down the middle, he finds a way to make that pass, and it's not intercepted by Darius Slay. They also know the play action game is different. The run game is different. So many things change when you get Dak Prescott at quarterback. Now, one, I'm with Stephen A. I'm glad we're done talking about quarterback controversy. But I said it weeks ago. If this defense can continue to play the way it is, if this offense can start to run the football consistently because Kellen Moore actually sticks to calling it, now you have Dak Prescott, and you put him in the moment that you had Cooper Rush in last night, and you expect him to make the play. At least that's what you pay him to do.
What is the offense going to look like now? Dak says, by the way, after the game, he says he expects to be back next week. What is that offense going to look like with Dak Prescott at quarterback?
It should look the same exact way that it's looked like under Cooper Rush. That's what they've done so well, because number one, it hides a little bit of their pass-protecting offensive line. That's still not a very good pass protection unit, but they are pretty good in the run game. It gets one of their explosive, I would argue their most explosive player, Tony Pollard, the football most often. CeeDee Lamb's usage and their play-action pass usage has got to be the backbone of their offense, Greeny.
Stephen A., you always say things don't work out. I actually disagree with you for the Dallas Cowboys. Right. Things worked out perfectly. You know why you don't play Dak Prescott in this game? Because you got a chance to lose it. So you don't want to put him out there, maybe lose the game. Now everybody in Dallas is screaming, ooh, we want Cooper Rush. You don't have that no more. Cooper Rush goes out, he throws 3 picks. Now the whole world knows who he is. Dak Prescott slides right in to a ready-made team. Defense, run game.
You want to be the knight in shining armor.
Jerry Jones did this perfectly. Now Dak shows up with a new thumb, all mechanically fixed, and takes him to the Super Bowl.
Allow me to retort.
Please.
I reckon you're right. I reckon you're right. You know, this is the interesting part that's so funny because, see, I love how everybody get the chest out talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all are not seeing it the way that I see it. First of all, mind yourself, because you sat up there and said it wouldn't be any different if Dak Prescott was in there, right?
Kidding me?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Dan Orlovsky.
No. I didn't say the game wouldn't have been. I said the offense should be no different.
It should be. Well, the system, but it still should look a little bit different with Dak Prescott in there. But here's the point that I wanted to get to that's just a beautiful thing. Because y'all gave it to me on a silver platter.
Go.
You see, they ran the football, right? So we're talking about Tony Pollard, right? Even though Ezekiel Elliott had a good night. You're looking at the defense, Michael Parsons and DeMarcus, the crew. I mean, they had a good night. We saw them. They started rough, but they had a good night. So then we come down to back Dak Prescott. And what are we talking about with Cowboys? We're talking about egos. We got to take all of this into consideration. You can't just look at it on the football field. You got to look at the egos. You got the owner that wants the spotlight. You got the players. Okay, Dak Prescott's getting this money. Okay, so I got to go back and show that they don't miss Cooper Rush. The brother won 4 straight before he lost last night. Okay, but I'm back now. It's supposed to be a little bit different. Oh, Ezekiel Elliott, I'm not tailing off after all. See if you give me the ball more. I'll be all right. Tony Pollard, yeah, you deserve the ball, but damn it, so do I. Guess what? I could be an every down back too. Oh, yeah. CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, I am a number 1. I'm not a number 2. You see what I'm saying? It's just a questions. And what has been the downfall of the Dallas Cowboys? There is always something that gets in the way. This is why I said black cats running around that franchise. This is why I said just be patient, just wait. All of these nuggets that y'all are giving me, y'all see elite. I see dissension. You see how it is? And it's just coming together perfectly, just the way I like it.
The star on the helmet is perfect because it is about the individual, and they're never going to win the championship again until it's about the team. And forget The most important thing is the team, not the name on the back.
You know who is the best team guy? Do you know who is genuinely the best team guy in that entire building? Is the quarterback who is coming back.
agree.
Absolutely.
Dak Prescott has never done
Michael Parsons,
and when we said,
and Parsons said the right
Michael
things
Parsons
last night,
says
too.
on the Pivot Friday, he said it though.
Yeah.
He said Dak Prescott's been the first person in the building. He's been the last person out.
Oh.
He's been at every single meeting.
Oh,
He's been at every practice. He said he stays extra to watch film with Cooper
Wow.
Rush. What he's
I'm
saying
so
is
touched.
he's the ultimate team guy.
I'm so touched. I know he
That's
does
part of-
that. Listen.
But Tom Brady going to West. This man staying at work. We can't say something good about him.
Watch yourself. We talk about 7-time champion here. Somebody that ain't been to the Super Bowl. Stop that. Don't do that. That's number one. Number two, and more importantly, when you look at that, this is the thing that kills me.
Go.
When has he not been the first one in the building and the last one to leave, Micah Parsons? You said that last year. Okay? The fact of the matter is, since you've been there, that's the way he's been. Before you got there, they were saying that about Dak Prescott. Where's it gotten?
It may not have gotten him out of the first round of the playoffs last year, but it does mean they're plugging an elite quarterback back into a team that has gone 4-0
Did you just say
at
elite?
least last night.
I don't.